Good morning, YouTube. All right, Monday morning here at Smokey Mountain Bike Week, Foothills Mall parking lot location. We just opened up and we throw the Street King up on the lift because Katie wants to do some cleaning on it, and it looked like the rear tire was a little low in air, which it was, so we topped it off. And then I got a customer in. You guys might recognize him in the comments. He goes by Father Sarducci. But yes, first time we've actually met him, so he just pulled in. We're gonna do a full service on his motorcycle, and we're gonna flush his front and rear brakes all at the same time. All right, Katie is working hard on getting the Street King all cleaned up, all the rain and water spots off of it. And Chip and Alan are taking care of Father Sarducci's motorcycle. And since there's nothing else going on, Mike and I are heading into the thrash and trailer for the next project. Relatively easy project today. No cutting, at least I hope not. So you guys remember we rebuilt this door floor area thing back when we were in Sturgis or Rapid City, but it doesn't match. So we're gonna paint it black so it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. And then when it's dry, I've got another little treat we're gonna throw down on there. All right, so Jersey Michelangelo is doing his paint job here. Just rolling it out, just simple black, guys, nothing fancy. This is the bottom side, so when the door's down, you won't see this side, but we wanted to seal the whole thing out. Concerns are there will be times that if this back door is open, we get a little bit of rain, sometimes water comes in here, or if it's been raining and we've got to load the motorcycle in there might be water dripping off the motorcycle. So we just want to seal the wood, keep it from wanting to warp or bow or flex in the future. So that's the only reason we're painting the bottom. Is more for a sealant than it is for looks, because you don't see the bottom when it's down, but the top you see, and that looks pretty tacky when it's not matching, right? You guys know what I mean. So we'll probably just do multiple light coats on here. That way the dry time in between will be relatively short, and we don't get so much absorption into the wood. Give it a seal coat, then a slightly heavier top coat. So the short door is done on the bottom and the 3 exposed edges. Now we're going to move to the taller one. Bigger one? It's not really taller. It's longer. All right, there's our first coat, at least on the bottom. Man, what a difference. It sure changes it. And yeah, I think we like it, so we're gonna keep it. Well, at this point, we can't go back anyways, because you know what they say, once you go black, you can't go back. All right, so we got the 2 Katies. Katie's over here cleaning this one. And then we got a Katie over there cleaning that one.
You know, whenever it's slow.
Yeah, so far the morning is starting off a little bit slow, and I had kind of suspected that. A lot of rallies that we go to that encompass 2 weekends. You get the first weekend, second weekend. You'll get kind of 2 groups of riders that come out, some for the first weekend, some for the second, but in between, you'll get very few people that will stay the whole distance. I say very few, maybe a lot of people, but there's a group of people that stay, and a group of people that come for one weekend, a group that come for another weekend. So here at Maryville, we don't really have a history to kind of know what's going on. Now, looking at my sales last year, the first part of the week was a little slower, but the weather was bad. So I don't know if that's the trend or just the weather dictating that. But we may not get a lot of the out-of-towners today. It's a Monday, so the people that are local here might be out at work. So we may get busier later in the day. Just don't know what's going on right now. But so far, it's pretty slow. There's people here, but not not in any great numbers by any means. Get in there nice and deep like.
Nice and deep like.
All right, Katie is now done cleaning up the Street King. The other customer's motorcycle is done and gone. And now we got a fat boy in for a service as well. And Mike is now back here putting coat number 2 on the blackboard. Looking even better. Mo better. All right, about 11:45 in the morning, and we got 2 more motorcycles up. Oil change on that one, battery replacement on this one. All right, guys, so we worked on a few more motorcycles, got them in and out. A little bit of lull. We decided to throw Dr. Evil back up on the lift. We are still trying to figure out this Wobble at 45-ish mile an hour. And, Mike and I have been talking over, the other possibilities could be a bad tire, like a separation in it or something like that, or just a weird wear pattern. Even possibly just being out of balance or something. And ironically, some of you have left those same messages in the comments. So we said, you know what, that's our next step anyways. So we've got the front wheel up in the air right now. We've got the brake calipers removed from it, so there's really no resistance other than the natural resistance of the ball bearings. And the rim looks true. The brake rotors look true. There's just slight wear on the tire that I really don't think would cause the problem, but it could. I mean, it could be accentuated as it goes up. So I think we're going to pull the wheel off right now and take it over to JP. They've got the dynamic computerized balancer. We'll see what that says. We've done a static balance check here on the lift, and it doesn't seem like there's any issues. I mean, it seems like it's balanced properly, but the computer could be a little smarter than us, so we're going to give that a try. All right, so the guys over at JP Cycle were gracious enough to throw this on the computer balancer and balance it for me. You saw there the first spin, it showed that we were still an ounce off, which surprised me because the static test didn't show that. Now, I have absolutely zero experience using a computerized tire balancer on motorcycles. I've done it on cars for years, but on motorcycles, I've always just used a truing stand, and we use what's called the fall away method, where we put what we believe to be the heaviest part of the tire, 12 o'clock position with good bearings. The weight will fall to the to the low spot basically, or the light spot. And when you've done it long enough, you can get a pretty good judge at how fast the wheel falls to know how much weight to put on. Obviously, if it falls really slow, you only need a little bit of weight. If it falls pretty fast, you're gonna need a little bit more weight. So when we did the test here, it showed we needed 0 weight according to my method. We take it over there, it showed it needed 1 ounce. So we put, well, at that point, he scraped all the weights off of it and started from scratch. Then he spun it again and it gave a new reading. So when he spun it, it showed that it needed 1 ounce. He scraped the weights off, spun it again, and then it said it needed like 2.5 or whatever. I had to go back to the video and look. So basically we're starting from scratch with an unbalanced wheel and balancing, and then we still got a little bit of discrepancy. The odd part is, you think that the computer would be smart, but I've got my doubts, because now we get it back over here and we do a static test and watch. So you see Mike is putting the weights up here at like a 3 o'clock position or even higher, and then we just let go of the wheel and it starts to fall all on its own until the weight gets down to the bottom. And now keep in mind, we're trying to be super careful, make sure the tire isn't touching anything on the lift, the straps are out of the way, the brake pads are not in contact with the rotors because the calipers are hanging off the side. It's just the weight of the wheel spinning on the axle supported by the bearings. So we did check the bearings are good. So the computer said it was fine when it was all said and done, but we're getting a fall away now that we didn't have before. So we don't know if we actually fixed anything, and we might have even made it worse. So I guess right now, just for the purposes of science, right, we're gonna put it back together. I'm gonna go ride it like it is and see if it made it worse, made it better, or made any change at all. All right, so now it's about 4 o'clock. I just got back from an extended test ride on Dr. Evil, trying to diagnose a little bit more. The changes in balance really netted a zero difference. I don't think it made it any worse. I don't think it made it any better. The problem is still there. But I started playing with how it happens a little bit more often. So, I mostly notice it when I've let off the throttle, the motorcycle is decelling, and I take my hands off the handlebars. In fact, it's the only time I ever notice it. As I stated before, if I'm touching the handlebar, it doesn't happen. It's not like it's an uncontrollable wobble. It only happens when I'm hands-free. So on this test, I went out of town a little ways, down 321, where it's 4-lane, it's relatively open, and the traffic was much less dense. And I played with, like, using the cruise control, setting at specific speeds, and then adjusting the speed 1 mile an hour at a time using the cruise control. That way my hands can be off of the bars completely. And I'm seeing that same mile an hour kind of pattern, but it was much more gentle, let's say. It wasn't happening quite as bad. If I just chop the throttle, say from 55 or 60 mile an hour, the motorcycle decels through that zone. It's a little bit more violent. So I was curious on whether it would happen during acceleration or when maintaining speeds. And I know it would do it with maintaining speeds, but I tried it at every single mile an hour. And as I started approaching that 41, 42, I'd feel it just minor, but very, very minor. Get closer to the 45, 46, that's when it really starts to shake. As you get past that, it starts to get more and more minor. By the time you get to like 51, it virtually disappears. So then I was curious if it did it during acceleration, which normally I wouldn't notice because then my hand would be on the bar. So what I was doing is I set my cruise control for 70 mile an hour, came to a complete stop. I accelerated first, second, third, but very gently, short shifting. So I was in third gear by about 20 mile an hour. And as soon as I get to 25, which is where you can set the cruise control, I hit resume and let go of the handlebars. So I let the motorcycle accelerate to 70 in third gear without my hands on the bars. And I still felt a little wobble as it went through that zone, but it was really, really minor. So it's definitely happening more when you're loading the front tire on a decel and less when you're accelerating and the weight transfers to the rear. But now we're down to thinking maybe it's just a weird wearing tire, and I've got a lot of life in these tires and it's not really a serious concern. So we're probably just gonna wait till we actually do a tire change to see if it fixes it. Well, I guess while I was gone, they had a few bikes in the service they took care of, and now we just got 2 more in. We're going to table my project for now, but I do think it's cool that so many of you have come in here to see us today and yesterday and are asking about whether or not we figured out what's wrong with Dr. Evil yet. Shows me you guys are paying attention, and I like that.
while we're just getting here, what is the name of this location? Is there a name?
All right, guys, 6 p.m. has come and gone, and we've closed up. We're trying to figure out dinner now, and what we're thinking is we had a customer come by today named Chris Moon. He had that beautiful multicolored Road Glide with all the really cool parts on it. And we've serviced this motorcycle before in Panama City as well. But anyway, he works in conjunction with, like, you know, city council or something, whatever, you know, organizers or whatever. He got a pretty good relationship with them. So he has suggested we come out and try a place called Two Doors Down. I guess it's like somewhere downtown or whatever. So I think we're going to kind of go ahead and go try that.
We're all loaded up and ready to pull out. Look who showed up. Slappy from Slappy's Adventures. He showed up to ride with us.
All right, guys, so we made it to downtown Maryville. We are right out front of Two Doors Down. And yeah, we're going to go in and check this place out. Maryville's a really cool town. I'm not that familiar with the downtown area yet. Slappy's from around here, so he's pretty familiar with it. But we're going to go in, check it out. I heard the food was good, and so was the atmosphere.
What do I know?
All right, guys, check it out. We just finished with our dinner here at Two Doors Down. I got to tell you, this place is really cool. They got, you know, like a stage here for entertainment venue. They got a really cool bar here at the back. If you like music, there's all kinds of really cool, like, rock and roll memorabilia, guitars and the records, and just all kinds of really cool stuff up on the walls. And even on the TV, they've been playing, like, classic MTV videos. And, like, we saw, like, David Bowie when he was, like, 25, and, like, Tina Turner stuff, just old stuff that was really cool. The decor in here is just really neat. I mean, the bricks, the logos, just awesome. Our server was fantastic. Just tell everybody your name.
My name's Kayla.
All right, Kayla was our server, guys. She was freaking awesome. The bartender, you are? Casey. Awesome, guys. Everything here was fantastic. So every single one of us really enjoyed our food. I enjoyed the whole venue, everything. Make sure you bring your ID. They do card you at the door. Just fantastic. Right in downtown Maryville. Google it. It comes up. Really, really cool place. If you're coming to Bike Week, I definitely recommend it. And if Chris is here, say hi. I thought he was over there. He's not there anymore. But if Chris is here, say hi to him. All right, guys, we're about to head back over to Goliath, over at the Foothills Mall. But I did want to mention, Chris, the owner of the restaurant here, bar, was mentioning that on Wednesday night, so it'll be the day after you see this, they're doing what's called a downtown takeover. They're trying to get all the bikes that are here for Bike Week. I guess they're going to kind of caravan over from everywhere and meet up right here in downtown Maryville about 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday. So I just want to give you guys the heads up. But other than that, we are going to get ready to head back to Goliath. Chip and Alan actually went to go visit a couple friends down the way. So we are going to say our goodbyes to Slappy and head that direction. I want to thank you guys for watching the video, though. I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time we see ya.
Keep those engines running.
Keep those engines running.